Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, May 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple clarifications. Number one, the price you see here will be changing, and then the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So on that note of late day movement, check out the last 30 minutes here as I speak. More specifically, if you look down here, you can see volume is just pouring in as that number goes up. And that's what makes this very interesting. Now, in some senses, the trade has been missed. What do I mean? Well, you had this pattern here that had formed, a nice little bull pennant pattern. So yes, technically speaking, if you like bull pennants, then you missed that trade. So maybe thinking, well, then what's the point even in talking about this? Well, the idea of a watch list is to find unique, to find interesting situations and not rush out and randomly buy things, but watch them. And I would definitely consider this a very unique and interesting situation. Got the pattern breakout happening on very big volume, which brings about the very valid question of, is this the start of something even bigger? No, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing comes back down. But that's a two-sided question because, well, I mean, maybe it is, and this thing is just getting started, and there's going to be that much more movement. So again, that's what a watch list is all about, finding these sorts of situations and just watching and seeing how they continue to play out. So if you like this price range, if you like to play things that are breaking out, and then it becomes a potential of, wow, is there going to be that much more momentum? Keep an eye on it. Next one, TRKA. Nice movement here and a nice setup as things started off pretty rough, had the gap up, some poor souls bought right there, and then it dropped and dropped and dropped. And when this is going on, it becomes a very important question to say, okay, is this going to be one of these gap and traps? Is this basically like one of these pump and dumps where it gaps up and then crashes back down? And we got our answer, no, it wasn't. It leveled off. It is now starting to slowly work its way back upwards, which leads into the next question of, okay, is there another sign of life? Is there another potential move in the upwards direction here? Where we have some very well-defined levels. The key breakout level that you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching right up there at 25.5 cents. So 25.5 cents is going to be that key break point. And then you could draw a trend line like this if you wanted to. I'm just going to draw stair steps to illustrate that. As time has gone by, these lows have gotten higher and higher. So if you want to envision those as stair steps, then you can see stair steps also progressing the upwards direction. So that's in my mind the interesting question. If you like penny stocks, if you like breakouts, then all eyes on 25.5 cents. Can it break? Let's see what happens. Next one, MICS, and same general idea here. So I'm going to go through this relatively quickly because I just talked about it. But big move up, price is now pulled back, has now started to level out. So does that guarantee this is the bottom? Of course not, no guarantees. But is it plausible to think that this sideways action here is a leading indicator that maybe some sort of turnaround is about to come? That is certainly a very plausible and worthwhile question to throw out there. So as far as supports are concerned, first key level to watch going to be right where the price finally leveled out here at $1.55. If you want to play a little bit more conservative and look for this thing to get a bit more ugly, then you could look for the price potentially come down there. There was moving averages, purple line being the 50-period moving average at $1.27, pink line being the 200-period moving average right there at $1.32. So keep an eye on that from the pullback standpoint. But if you're just looking to play some sort of breakout and potential reversal back to the upside, I would argue a very well-defined level right there at $1.80. You can see a bunch of times the price is rejected off that level. So you got to think a lot of people are watching, and when lots of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movement. So if you like these sorts of setups, but no doubt about it, big move up. So it shows the ability to move and move very quickly, but a pretty big pullback here, stabilizing out. Is it getting ready to turn around? Let's see what happens. Next one, XELA. First off, nobody got rich on this one. I realize the share price is way higher than what it was, but this is what would be known as a reverse split, which is just a change in the share structure. So no, not to get your hopes up. You're not rich or anything like that. If you haven't checked on this one, it's just a manipulation of the share structure. But big movement here, as you can see, started off the day down here and then have had a very, very impressive movement. So you got to think a lot of eyeballs will be watching this one moving forward. Key level to watch from a resistance standpoint right up there at the $7 mark. I realize the price has gotten up above $7 a couple times, but in first instance and then second instance right there, the momentum just could not sustain itself and back down it went. And then of course, so you have that instance and that instance right there where the price just flat out got rejected by it. But nonetheless, like I said, $7 if the price can curl its way back upwards. If we really want to call it one of those potential self-fulfilling prophecy points, going to be at that area. In terms of levels of support, if you like to play pullbacks or what have you, then the level here that stands out to me is going to be that potential gap close location from over there Not necessarily gap close because all that's already occurred. But point here being that right here around the 450 mark to up there, that purple line there, 50 period moving average, pretty much creates a support zone. Again, top of the zone being that moving average at 490, bottom of the zone being right down there at that green line, which sits at $4.50. So if you like to play pullbacks, and that's an interesting level on the chart. Next one, AMC, and another rough day here, not necessarily because it was red, but because it's now broken down through this level of support, which had been holding for a couple days, but this is also where the first update comes into play, and this is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So moving forward now, if there is any sort of attempted turnaround, right here at 502 will be that first key level. And then from an overarching level, keep an eye on that area of resistance right there. You'll want to keep an eye on that, which is just a trend line that I drew several days ago. As far as the next potential levels of support are concerned, I realize the chart's getting hard to see, but that just goes to illustrate that it's been quite a while since the price has been down this low. Next key level of potential support right there at $4.88. So $4.88, next key level of support, which seemingly, of course, no guarantees, but I don't think anybody would be shocked if the price does now head down to $4.88. But we'll have to see how this continues to play out. Real quick, I want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'll be offering here very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free online class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol GDC, and same general idea that I've been talking about. So I don't have necessarily this pre-planned, but now that I'm seeing them, I guess this is a common theme. Nice move up, big move down, but at least the price has started to go sideways. So does that mean a bottom? Absolutely not. But does it mean it's valid, rational to think that maybe this is a leading indicator that a turnaround is about to come? Absolutely. So like I said, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these. You've heard me talk about it, the premise before. So same general idea as far as that support is concerned. Former breakout area right here around $5.65. And then in terms of a turnaround area and breakout level, that seems worth to keep an eye on right up there at that $7 mark. So like I said, basic premise, big move up, big move down, now starting to go sideways. So does that mean that another potential return back upwards is coming? Let's see what happens. Next one here, NU, and same general idea again. And I don't know. Sometimes I structure the watch list in a way where everything makes the most sense, but I mean, that was not the case here. I just these are kind of just coming up over and over again, but I'm going to go through it very quickly. Big move up, big move down. It's now starting to go sideways. It's going sideways right here at $6.05. So keep an eye on that as the main area of support. And then as far as that turnaround point, right up there at $6.20. So not literally, but very clearly a very similar match to what we just talked about. So it's just a question of if you like these scenarios and if you think this thing might want to turn itself back upwards, then at least keep an eye on it and keep it on your watch list. Next one here, AMD, and finally one where I'll have to say something a little bit different here as we have ourselves a nice little technical pattern. So as I draw this, think self-fulfilling prophecies, because this pattern I'm drawing in is not a great discovery on my part. It's not some sort of like special talent that I have to see this. Nothing like that at all. You got to think that a lot of people are drawing in these levels and these lines. So let me change that to green to represent more so the support part of the pattern. And then to maybe make this easier to see, let's keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right here. For you golfers, we'll put our golf ball down there, bull pennant pattern. So as I want to reiterate, there are no guarantees, but is it valid, is it plausible to think that the price could come down here, bounce off that level, come up there, and then break through that level, and then that break right there creates that much more buying pressure? Absolutely a valid thought process. Not guaranteed, but valid, especially when you sprinkle in that self-fulfilling prophecy on top of the fact that it's AMD, and that's a very popular stock in and of itself. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that watched yesterday's video, but if you did, I've been talking about that green line down there at 164.50 quite a bit. And for any of you that watched that video and noticed this morning's action, unfortunately for me, I did not take that trade, but look at that. I mean, and this is not to pat myself on the back. I am patting charts on the back, so I'll turn into a quick plug. Get signed up for that free class. But you can see here, came down, and right at that green line, look at that bounce. Absolutely beautiful example of the power of charts. So certainly, again, get signed up for that class. And now we have what I would consider a self-fulfilling prophecy trend line, meaning you got to think that everybody and their brother's uncle has drawn that trend line somewhere very, 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 very similar to that. So as I've said, does that guarantee anything? No. But if Tesla can turn itself around, come back up here and get a break up to that trend line, Would that break in and of itself create additional buying pressure? In my mind, that seems like a very plausible outcome. And same with down here. If the price comes down here, does that mean that it will bounce? Absolutely not. But could anybody accuse you of thinking that you're of being crazy for thinking it would bounce? Well, no, absolutely not. It's already happened twice before. So, I mean, nobody could accuse you of saying, why would you pick that level? Well, because you would say, well, because it's bounced from there twice before. So that doesn't guarantee anything, but it would at least demonstrate that you have logic behind your decision. So moving forward on Tesla, these are definitely going to be the two main levels that I think most people will be paying attention to. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. So if the NASDAQ market has a good day, this one also has a good day. And you can see that last 30 minutes of the day, very, very rough. Now, overall, still a bullish day. One 30-minute session does not make or break a day. But that one definitely throws out the question mark of, is something kind of broken now? Is this break going to continue to break going into tomorrow? We'll see what happens with it. But overall, and like I said, you don't want to let one 30-minute candle destroy something, because from the big picture point of view, you can see that still in a very big uptrend. Price isn't anywhere close to that green line there, which I drew, I think, in yesterday's video. But point here being, like I said, yes, that last 30 minutes can maybe make you feel like the world has fallen in and it's game over. And that could be the case. I mean, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 3 minutes, well, then yes, for that angle, the chart really fell apart and your world kind of ended right there. But hopefully you were using a stop loss. But that's besides the point. But assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, then yeah, last 30 minutes, rough candle. But overall, the chart is still doing perfectly fine. And, we now have a very well-defined level of resistance moving into the coming days, which, try that again, with that little trend line right there, which puts the breakout point right up there around $29.70. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for that free live class. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, May 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, please do two things for me. Hit the like button and leave a comment. Say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things help out the video, help out the channel. And as long as I know that you are enjoying as a viewer and hopefully a subscriber, then I will continue to put the time and effort to get this content out to you. So thanks for watching. Again, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and get signed up for the class.